In this tutorial today, we're going to be looking into how we can use Microsoft Excel to calculate some very basic but most commonly used statistical matrices. And we are also going to be looking into how we can do some exploratory data analysis with conditional formatting, which we commonly call the EDA with conditional formatting. And this tutorial is useful to people who have just started getting into data analysis, also to people who have been doing the data analysis for a while and just want to understand how Microsoft Excel works when it comes to data analysis in a more structured and professional way. And of course, to many students who have been using Microsoft Excel as a part of their study. So let's jump in. First of all, let me very quickly introduce you with the data table that I will be using in today's tutorial. As you can see, I have 5 columns data and more than 60 rows. The first column is the names of all the districts of Bangladesh. The second column is the names of all the divisions of Bangladesh. The third column is the population, number of population living in each district in thousands. Fourth column is the total area in square kilometer of each district. And the fifth and the last column is the density, which is the population density. That means the number of population per square kilometer living in each district. And since today's tutorial is all about finding out some quick statistics, finding out how we can calculate these statistical matrices using Microsoft Excel. And I know what you have been thinking. You have been thinking like calculating this total, mean, average, median, minimum, maximum, range, first quartile, third quartile, and calculating all these statistical matrices is very, very easy. For example, you go down here under this population column and you write the formula. For example, sum of first parenthesis or first bracket, then you select the range and close the bracket and hit on enter. You get the total population of this column or total value of this column. That means total population of Bangladesh. And we can drag this corner sideways to get the total area of Bangladesh, which is 147492 and so on. If you want to calculate the average, for example, you write the formula average and again first bracket, then you select the range from here to the very last, this one, close the bracket and hit on enter. You get the average. You can obviously drag this corner sideways to get the average area and average density. But today we'll not be doing this. We'll be doing it a bit differently and we'll be doing it in a smarter way. First of all, let's convert this data table into an official Excel data table. So to do that, I'll put my cursor anywhere on this table and hit on Ctrl T if you're using Windows. But if you're using Mac, just press Command T. So what it does is actually Microsoft Excel converts your data table into an official data table. So let's give it a name, for example, data. Okay. And from here, we'll calculate all these statistics. So I have already opened up a new sheet. As you can see, the statistics. This is where I want to show all the calculations. And let's say we want to calculate the total first. So I will just go right here, the formula equal sign, sum of, this time data. And from this data table, we want to calculate the total population. So I'll select the population, close the bracket, hit on enter. I get the total population of Bangladesh. I can drag this corner sideways to get the total area. If you want to calculate the average, I will write the average formula here. Average, first bracket, then data. From this data table, we'll choose this population, close the bracket, hit on enter. we get the average population living in each district. So we'll drag this corner sideways to get the average area and average density. We want to calculate the median. It's very easy. We go and write the formula median, then first parenthesis, then data table, and from this data table we want to calculate the median of population column. So select the population, close the bracket, hit on enter, and you can drag this corner sideways to get the median of area column, median of density column. Now when we analyze the data, sometimes we see people often get confused with this median and average, and they calculate only one of them. But it's a good practice that you calculate both, because they are not the same actually. So median refers to the midpoint of your data, which simply means that if you arrange your data in either ascending or descending order, the middle value will be 1917.5. On the other hand, average is nothing but the summation of all the values divided by the count of the values. That means in this particular case, the summation of all the values is 142319,000 divided by how many values I have. Probably I have 64 values, so I divide this number by 64, I get the average. You see, they are not same, so I would recommend you to calculate the both. Now if you want to calculate the minimum, it's very easy. You go here and write the formula for minimum. You don't have to write the full word minimum, you just write min, then first parenthesis, then data, you select the table, then from this table we want to calculate the minimum of population column, close the bracket and close the bracket, hit on enter. This is the minimum value of this population column. Drag this corner sideways to get the minimum of area and minimum of density column. Maximum, again, it's very easy. You just write max, then first parenthesis, data, from this data table. You can choose the population, close the bracket and then close the bracket, enter. This is the maximum value of this population column. Drag this corner sideways to get the maximum values of area column and maximum values of this density column. Now range is simply nothing but the difference between maximum and minimum values of any of your data set. So I'll write the formula here, this one minus this minimum, and hit on enter. I get the range. So I'll drag this corner to calculate the range for area and density. To calculate the first quartile, I will go here and write the formula equal. We can use the percentile formula, of course. Percentile.exe and first parenthesis, data. From this data table, let's calculate the population, close the bracket, and since you are calculating the first quartile, so the k value would be 0.25. Then close the bracket and hit on enter. This is the first quartile. Now just like median, first quartile refers to the 1/4 points in your data when your data is arranged in ascending or descending order. This simply means that all the values of this column are equal to or higher than this 1174. So drag this corner sideways to get the first quartile for area column and density column. Third quartile, on the other hand, the formula would be almost same. So we'll write it again. It's a percentile.exe, first parenthesis, data, that means the table. From this table, we'll calculate the population, close the bracket, comma, then this time, since you are calculating the 3/4 or 3/4 points, so the k value would be 0.75, close the bracket, then hit on enter. This is your third quartile. Now again, this simply means that top 3/4 of the values are equal to or more than this 2700.5 or 3043.75 or above this number, or 1153.5 or above this number. Now, as I said, we will move to the second part of this tutorial. So for the second part of this tutorial, we'll go back to this data table And let's quickly do some exploratory data analysis, which is called the EDA with conditional formatting. As you can see, the beauty of this official Excel table format is that you don't have to filter it again. It's already filtered. So you go anywhere in this column. Let's say I want to see, for example, I select this column, Control Shift down arrow to select the entire column. And this population column, I want to see the top 10 values. And I want them to be marked in red or slightly red. So select that, go to this drop down that says conditional formatting drop down. Top bottom rules, let's say top 10 items. From here, I will choose this top 10 items. So click on that and top 10, not percentage items, light red filled with dark red. So I'll hit on OK. As you can see, the top 10 values of this column will be marked red. So Control Z to go back. Now we would like to see the top 10% of the data in red. So I will go here again. From this top bottom rules, we'll choose now this top 10%. As you can see, okay, as you can see, the top 10% of your data is now marked in red cell. Okay, Control Z to go back. We'll go here again, see what we have. We want to see all the values above average. So I'll select that, and you see I want Excel to show me all the values that are above the average in light red filled with dark red. So I will select OK. Now you see these are the districts that have values or that have population above the average. Barishal, then Brahmanbaria, Chandpur, Chittagong, Kumilla, Cox's Bazar, Noakhali, and so on, Dhaka, and so on. Now Control Z to go back. Now we'll go back to this conditional formatting again, and we would like to see the bottom 10 items. So hit on that, click OK. You see that the bottom 10 items are now marked red. Go back, Control G. We would like to see the bottom 10% or below average. You see below average, hit on OK. These are the districts that have people less than the average or below the average. Now you can do it for the area and density column as well. For the density column, we do something else. For the density column, we would like to see for example, this data bars from the highest to lowest. From this data bars, we would like to see, let's say, this red data bar. Yeah, so this top bars, this means this is the highest value, and the shorter the bar, the lesser the value is. So let's go back, Control G, and this time we would like to see, for example, the colors. Let's apply some colors. For example, this one. As you can see, the higher the value, the redder the cell will be, and lower the value, the greener the cell will be. So from green to red, for example, if you zoom out a little bit, you can in this way, just have a look at the bird's eye view, the overall distribution of your data. You can see this red, there's only one red, and most of them are this green, and orange. So in this way, you can just have a look at the overall distribution of your data. So let's go back. You can go up here in the highlight cells rules. For example, I would like to see the value greater than, in this column, for example, I would like to see the value greater than 2000. So I'll write 2000, hit on enter. Now see all the values that are more than 2000 will be marked red. Let's select this column again, and we would like to see the values less than 500, let's say, for example. So I will write the 500 here and hit on enter. So as you can see, you do not have any values which is less than 500. So less than 500. So what we'll do, we'll change this condition a little bit, less than 1000, let's say. And you see all the values you have less than 100 are now marked red. So in this way, you can do a little bit of exploratory data analysis with conditional formatting, which is also called the EDA with conditional formatting. And I would recommend you to go to this tab and see what's happening. What options do you have? And definitely you can cancel all the rules you just applied. I just cleared all the conditional formattings I just applied for the sake of this tutorial. And that's all for the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed my channel, please do, because I'm going to come up with a lot more tutorials about Microsoft Excel and also with some other Microsoft programs. And also turn on the bell icon so anytime I post a new video, you'll be notified. And also please consider connecting me on my social websites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to join the community. And see you with another tutorial. Until then, ta-da.